So welcome to House of Dargons episode 2, baby!
You guys are in the process of leaving the Stonehill Inn on your way to the job board to see what opportunities and adventures can await you. It is about midday. The sun is very high in the sky. As you walk outside into the main plaza, you see the rest of the caravan now having wagons set up with stalls in front. Much trade is happening as the market is fully awake. The town is yours to explore, team. What are you guys going to do?
Good. I'm glad we all jumped at the first person to speak up.
Yeah,
Don't talk over one another.
We were gonna go look at the board, right? That's where I think we left off. We're on our way to the board, and well, let's see what kind of jobs are around the town. Perhaps we can get more information of the dragon.
Are you going to guide everyone to where the town hall would be?
I would, yeah, sure. We gather our belongings at the tavern, and we walk outside, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of take the lead on this one. Everyone's kind of following behind me because I was the one to tell them about the board. Okay. So as we're walking along, you said everyone's already gotten like things set up, like stalls and things like that.
Yeah. Just out in the plaza there by the stone temple, just kind of out in that center area where you guys would have come in at. So it's
on the board. Where did we?
The board is
establish.
The board is right outside the town hall, the town master's hall.
The town master's hall, and we are in the tavern.
You guys are in the Stonehill Inn. Yep.
The Stonehill Inn. Okay, perfect. So, right. Yeah, if you guys don't want to, if you guys want to go ahead and follow me, we'll walk on over to the board. But I know. I know Dwight in there got a little bit of food. Anyone else hungry?
Well, considering that I still have stab wounds, I should probably eat.
Probably. How about you, Mark? What's your character's name?
Rev.
Rev. How about you, Rev?
I'd have something to eat.
Have something to eat? All right. Well, as we're walking by, we there's like a stall set up with assorted fruits on it. I'm assuming. Let's call it fruits.
Of course. Sure.
Yeah, and I dig into the coin pouch, that I took from the other gentleman, and I pull out let's go with like 50 copper. Or no, that'd be 5 silver. 5 silver.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Silver.
So let's pull out 5 copper.
So you see a stall right on the main road down through town.
Yeah.
Goes right towards the town master from the inn, exactly where you want to go. It looks like they have what we would consider close to pear-ish shaped. I don't know if there's canonically pears. There's now canonically pears in this world. There are pears on this table. They all look fairly, they're not too ripe, but they're definitely ready to eat. Do you want to approach and buy some pears for the team?
Yeah, I'd like to approach and buy some pears. And
Okay.
not try and swine them out. Like, these are hardworking people. I'm going to go ahead and actually pay with this other guy's money.
So you walk up and there's a halfling female who's working the stall. You can see a halfling male behind her still unloading some things. And she welcomes you, says, "Well then, hello, good day to you.
Yeah, how
Would you like to buy some of our fruit? It's quite delicious."
I would. Dwight, do you want one too?
No, thank you. I have beets.
You've got beets? Okay, we'll take 3 pears.
Okay.
Pears.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Is that
the deal
6?
Is, 2. You got 2 pears for a copper piece each. So it's 2 for 1. So I give you 4 pears for 2 copper.
Here's 3, and you could. Here's 1 extra. We'll go with that deal. But here's an extra. Here's a little tip.
Oh, well.
It's not my
God
money.
bless you this day, sir. Thank you so much. We sure do appreciate you.
Of course. I go ahead and I toss Dwight, or not, I don't toss. Well, you know what? I toss one to Dwight anyway. He said no, but I toss. We have an extra one, right?
So you have
For
4
that deal?
pairs. You
Yeah.
have 4 pairs, and you gave her 3 copper pieces. So mark that in your inventory. Also, the coin purse you stole, by the way, had 8 silver pieces and 15 copper pieces in it.
Okay, hold on. I do not know how to do that. That's one thing.
Just write it down on paper. We'll resolve it
Okay,
afterwards.
hold on. So repeat that one more time.
It has 8 silver pieces and 15 copper pieces, which would now be 12 copper pieces because you just spent out of it.
I don't want to spend my money. I want to spend his money.
Perfect.
I mean, he worked hard to steal it.
Does the pear look like it's good to eat? Do I know anything about?
Make a nature check.
Me?
No, me.
No. I was like, what?
I got a 5.
I mean, it seems fine. It's a little squishy, but it's not like a pile of muck in your hand.
I eat it.
Cool. Enjoy pear.
So I toss
Bill will
everyone
also
a pear.
eat his pear.
I even toss one to Dwight, even though he said no.
More of a throw.
I fastball it to Dwight, the man who almost died.
As you guys head down the road, you come across a building that has sturdy stone walls and a pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower on the back. And as you round the corner of the road, you see a job board sitting next to a front door with a few sparse number of parchments, and you can observe it as you get closer. What would you guys like to do?
Is this the job board we've been looking for?
Yeah. Yep. This has got all the stuff on it.
So what's the deal? Do we apply for jobs?
As you walk up, you see 3 parchments written in common, and they read as follows. Dwarf prospector found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have been working on an archaeological dig seeking treasures and relics. They need to be warned about the dragon! With an exclamation point. This dragon has moved into the area, and we need to take a warning to them and then return to the town master to be collecting the reward of 50 gold pieces. The next parchment you take a gander at says, a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Nomergard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them. If you bring back something useful, I, Harbin Wester, will pay you 50 gold pieces for it. The third quest says, the local midwife and an acolyte of Shantae named Abdebra Gwyn lives by herself in a stone windmill on the hillside a few miles south of Phandalin. With these dragon sightings becoming more and more common, it's just not safe for her to be alone anymore. Urge her to return back to Phandalin. Once she's safe, return to Harbin and claim the reward of 25 gold pieces. Those are the 3 parchments that exist on the board.
What was the reward for the dwarf mining quest thing?
That was 50 gold.
50 gold pieces.
Now, Pete, we shouldn't just be taking things based on how much money there is available.
I agree. I'm just hanging out. I'm following you guys. I've got nothing to do today.
I personally think that we should warn the dwarves.
Pete, you would recall that Adabra Gwyn, the midwife, is well known in the area. She's actually the only individual who's an alchemist in the village, and is the only source of healing potions in town. You've also heard. Actually, roll a wisdom check for me.
It takes a second.
Oh, there it goes.
So you will recall that Nomer, you think to yourself, you're like, Nomengard, that's roughly in the same direction as that windmill.
Okay. Hey, so we can almost knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. We can go to the midwife first, and then carry on past that, and we can send 1 person back with the midwife if that's something that you guys would prefer. Kind of knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
Splitting the party has always been a good strategy in my experience.
Which one's that?
I'm
What
kidding.
experience
It's
is
never
that?
a good experience.
I understand. Yeah, if we can help multiple people at once, I don't see why that'd be a bad thing.
Yeah. What about you, Dwight? Are you on board for this?
I'm confused. Which of these job postings involves killing birds? I saw something about gnomes, a midwife, and nothing involving birds. Can you explain that to me, please?
Yeah, we can shoot 1 arrow and get 2 birds, metaphorically, if we if we go get the midwife first and then carry on past to the gnomes.
I've got I see a metaphor.
Real quick, hold on.
What did he
He's
say?
getting a phone call. I think he's getting a phone call.
Yeah.
As you guys are
I
bickering,
think he is.
you see the door of the town hall, which is right behind the board, open up, and out runs a pompous, middle-aged human male, who's kind of got a leather vest on that's clasped with looks like golden-esque buttons. It's a finer leather. He's got a green long sleeve shirt underneath and just kind of like brown slacks and boots. He's carrying a stack of papers, and he's running quickly through you guys and off to the left. So he's going past you and turning left down the road. He's muttering something under his breath.
Sorry about that.
Would I be able to hear him?
Make
go
a
ahead.
perception check.
Okay.
You do hear his mutterings. He's like, you hear him. He kind of goes, "Where's the dragon? Where's 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 the dragon?" And he's just doing that the whole way as he rushes past you. Pete, you will have recognized the individual that walks out of the town master's hall as the town master himself. His name is Harbin Wester, likely the sponsor for these 3 quests.
Okay, sorry. I am still I got caught up. So what has the group decided on doing?
We haven't
We haven't
yet.
decided anything yet.
Somebody walked by that Dwight heard. That
Yeah, you guys were
recognize.
talking, and this guy walked out of the building, and Hurley walks through you guys and heads towards down the road to the left, muttering things that only Dwight picked up.
Heard.
No, Dwight heard.
No, Dwight heard. Okay.
So I turn aside and I just say, something about a dragon. I don't really put the 2 or 2 together or think to stop and talk to him or anything.
Sure.
Hey, aren't we trying to figure out something about a dragon?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. And I go catch up to him to just like nonchalantly walk with him and start asking him some questions like, "Hey, how's it going, old timer? What about that dragon? What about that dragon that you're mumbling about?"
As you approach him, you can you can kind of hear some slight mutterings, and as you speak out to him, you see him go, "Ah!" and he drops his papers, and he kind of freaks out a little bit. He goes, "If you're a dragon, know that I'm far too thin to be eaten. Please don't eat me."
No. You're looking a little thick. Come on now. Don't cut yourself short.
Make a thanks, Lil. Make a charisma check.
All right.
General charisma.
find.
Give me a Riz check.
Give me a Riz check.
Roll for Riz.
W Riz.
Roll for Riz.
You reach out and be like, whoa there, fella. You're looking plenty fine yourself. He kind of catches himself. He gathers his paper. He looks up. He goes, I am not fine. No one is fine. Sorry, you startled me. I have a lot going on, and I'm frankly a little stressed out. And you see him kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and start picking up the papers that he dropped on the ground. Picking up the papers, but as I'm picking them up, I'm starting to read some of them. I'm starting to read a couple of the papers that he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say?
Make an investigation check.
Let's go. I don't know why it's so slow from one
It
to
is
the other.
way slow.
As you're picking him up and he's taking them from you and trying to just pull things in, you see a bunch of written notes, probably carried in through bird, through carrier pigeon, and such, which is common for that time for handwritten mail to be coming in. You see mentions of something about Butterskull Ranch. You see something about a logger's quest. You see some details around a gold mine, etc. You see some mentions of dragons written around and circled. There's actually one paper that is literally just red writing, red ink that just says the dragon in capital letters and circled a couple times. But it looks like they're maybe incoming requests, perhaps, for potentially future job postings, is what you could gather.
All right. As I'm giving him the papers back, I just keep the one that has the the dragon circled a bunch of times. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep that one with my sleight of hand. Just gonna
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
pull that one out. No shot. I have a +7.
Yeah.
Wow.
As you go to try pocketing the paper, he
Oof.
says, No, I need that. It reminds me what's really out there. And he kind of holds it with two hands after setting his pile down. It's there. And he puts it down. He grabs his stack and he starts walking off.
All right. How old is this gentleman again?
He's about 43. He's the town master. He's been there for a while now, as he's been part of the rebuild for Phandalin.
All right.
And he's been pretty good to the people.
Pretty good to the people. Are you
And
about
again,
to put
you know his name is Harbin.
Harbin?
Harbin.
Hey Harbin, what's a guy got to do to get some of that, some of the information that's on that piece of paper? What does a guy have to do to protect you from this dragon enough to be let in on a little bit of that information that you got there?
He says, just you wait. These will be on the board. If you want to take a quest, help out if you can. And he's not even looking back at you. He's just kind of walking forward.
Yeah. All right, Harbin. I'll see you in a few hours. Then I'll be back, and I'm gonna go back to the group to relay the information.
Cool.
So, hey, Rev. It looks like we've got a little bit of time before we get the whole dragon information from the town master Harbin. We could probably move forward with going with one of the three that's already up on the board. And by the time we get back from doing any of these, we could probably, it'd be safe to assume that all the dragon stuff will be up on this board to give us a little bit more insight on where it might be.
Sounds good to me. Helping people out's always a good way to pass the time.
Cool.
It helps
just
gain
gotta look-
recognition.
Cool.
Okay. So you're going to take which quests?
Are we going to? You said the gnomes are past the windmill, right?
Correct. Logistically, it's about that direction. It's
they're both about that.
It's not
direction.
specific. Yeah, they're not like it's point A then point B immediately back to back, but they are both south. The gnomes are a little bit southeast of town, but the windmill is directly south.
Hey fellas, how about we go do the midwife one first? See where we're at with time, because the town master just told me that we needed a couple hours before these are up on the board. So let's go do the midwife one, see where we're for time, and then either work our way back or work our way forward.
Okay. As you go to grab that, by the way, you'll notice, and you guys who are standing there looking, there's a tear off section on the parchment, and it says party name, and there's a piece of dangling charcoal that's there meant to be like just a pencil for you to write down your party name, accepting the quest. And then there's a drop box for you to put that slip into.
Is this better for you, Chaz? Chaz sent me this.
Oh my god.
I love that so much.
That's funny.
All right, I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm deferring to Deku and the people.
Folks, we looks like we need to name our group.
Oh no, we haven't put any thought into this. We only just met, and we need to name our party.
Well, I don't see why we can't just write our names on here instead of coming up with a name right now.
I think we can defer for the first job that we work together. You don't want to start a business and not work out after the first job.
Yeah, there's certainly some marketing thought that needs to go into it.
We need to make sure that the people know that the ones behind the job do a good job.
It seems logical.
Let's just
Question,
put our names down.
Before we sign our names, how we splitting the reward? I know that's not what we're doing this for, but how we splitting the reward when we finish this? All right, that's important when we write our names down, because whoever's first, if we just write our names, whoever's first. I've done a couple of these. Whoever's first is the one that they give the gold to. So we need to know what splits are before we even start.
Check.
Wow.
Yeah, that seems pretty. He would know. He does live here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So before we write our names down and stuff, we need to know who they're giving the gold to first. Because I'm not saying any of you would, but we did just meet today, and don't want anyone on. You guys aren't around here too often. I'm just saying we need to know who's getting the gold first and how they're gonna split it before we start off on this quest.
Well, if that's the case, go ahead and put my name down, and I'll make sure it gets distributed evenly.
Evenly, all equal parts, split right down the middle, essentially, or?
I don't understand why you might be concerned that this would...
5 copper, or 5 silver. That would be 12 gold and 5... I continue talking over Bill. That would be 12 gold and 5 silver pieces per person.
Pete, how come, you seem... Why would it be presumed that we would split it any differently?
There's a lot of shady people come through this town to do some quests. Like I said, there's been a dragon coming around. People come and go through here. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page before we go. That way, everyone has equal parts pulling their own weight. You know, I know. Dwight over there pulls that. I know he's got strong legs. He's been pulling that that beetroot around for a bit. So I want to make sure everyone's pulling their own weight.
I think if the person that receives the gold and is responsible for distributing it, I think that Rev is probably the most just of any of us.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Considering he brought this one back to life.
I shall accept the responsibility.
As treasurer.
I'm on board.
All right. So you guys all sign your name down on the Nomergrad quest and the on the Windmill quest, and you tear the paper off, put it in the box. You got your quests. You're ready to go. Pete, you would have experience on the direction to go towards the Windmill, and so you can at any time and as your leisure lead the group out of town to the south.
All right.
You're going to want to be looking to take the Miner's Trail, if that's helpful for you.
Let me.
It goes out past
Yeah, I
the
see
Miners
that down there.
Exchange. and such,
So, does anything need anything? Are we all ready to go, or does anyone need anything from like any of the stores, the Miner Exchange? Does anyone need anything before we go?
I suppose before we take off, we could at least make sure we have our supplies. I could use a few potions if there's anywhere to get something like that.
Personally, I wouldn't
So if
mind
you're
a
looking-
little nap to, sleep off the residual stab wounds.
We'll consider your time in town and while you're eating to have been a short rest,
A short rest,
for the
okay.
party if you needed it.
Yep, I need it.
Pete, just so you know, if you need to at certain points, if you've taken damage, you can use short rests to roll health die to get health back.
Okay.
So for some of the party, they may need that right now. You would also know that the shops in town that are of particular note for you in this instance are going to be Barthen's Provisions, where it would be the general store for kits and whatever kind of packs and things you might need for general needs. The Lion Shield. Well, let me get right on this. The Lion Shield Coster is the kind of blacksmith and armory in town. And those specifically are going to be the main points of purchasing and preparation for a given adventure. Obviously, Barthen's Provisions quite well, as that's your main place to go. But you have been around Lion Shield Coster before. That area, and you purchased from there before, as that's the main source of weaponry around town.
Heard. So, does anyone need anything? You said, Rev, you needed something, like potions and such.
Yeah, I think some ways to heal on the trail might be useful.
All right. How about you, Dwight? Do you need anything?
That would be wise to stop for provisions beforehand. Yes. I
Pete,
concur.
you would also recall that Barthen's Provisions does not actually carry potions, as all potions are sold out of the Windmill.
Right.
She's
Okay.
the alchemist in town.
You're right. How far away is the windmill?
The Windmill is, I'll tell you, the Windmill is about an hour and a half south of town.
Okay. And then,
I
so
didn't do it.
potions. What about Dwight? Or not Dwight? Dwight was after potions as well. What about you, Bill? What are you after? You need anything before we go, other than just a quick little nap ski?
Well, actually, now that I think of it, the time in the tavern and this pair has really revitalized me. I think that I'm ready for adventure. Sure wouldn't hurt to look for maybe some travel supplies. You can never be too prepared.
Well, with potions, they're all out at the windmill, so that's kind of, we could kind of go there to get the first quest done, but at the same time kind of replenish potions and things of that nature. But for now, it's about an hour and a half out. Let's just go to Barthen's Provisions real quick, grab us a couple of, maybe some water, maybe some, assorted snacks so that'd be like a 3-hour round trip. Get us a little bit of snacks, and then on our way back out south, we'll hit Lion Shield Coster and see if anyone needs any sort of like repairs to their armors or armory, maybe arrow restock, things of that nature. So let's go to Barthen's Provisions first.
Did you hear that, Dwight? That's a third bird.
That's a third bird.
I've given up accepting this this metaphor. I assume it to be something that makes sense to, non-elves.
I suppose that's what it is.
Dwight's confused why we're killing birds at all.
So, as you walk up through town, again, you notice that there's several stalls kind of setting up just random food and wares. You can peruse it if you want, but as you make your kind of straight line through to Barthen's Provisions, you easily enough come back to the very familiar general store that's a brick single-story building with a yellow tile roof and finely trimmed hedges on the outside. Dwight, you'll remember that this is where you came to sell your beets. Very recently enough. As you walk in, you see two individuals working on the shelves. You see a young man and a young woman looking to be stocking shelves, and sitting back behind the register is very familiar sight to you, Pete. It is your brother in this town, not literally but figuratively, Elmar, the purveyor of the establishment.
All right. So I'm going to walk in. We're all going to walk inside. I'm going to go, hey, Elmar, and I'm just going to start walking to the back and kind of leave everybody out front. I'm going to go rummage through some stuff.
Okay. As you walk past, he goes, hey, boy, why don't you, and to be clear, he goes, hey, Ander, watch the counter for me while I go and check what this fool's doing. And he's going to follow you back into the back. And the rest see the young man who was stocking shelves come and take his spot behind the stand.
Mm-hmm.
If you're shopping in general, there's plenty to find here. Depending on what you're looking for, you can find rations, you can find general kits and things of that nature that you might need. It really depends on what you're looking for. Let me get you specifically what is here. Let's see. I need my. Thank you. So yeah, you can find pretty much anything more or less that you might need. Things from like hammers to lamps to miner picks to those kind of things.
Can I see if there's anything that would help with either defense or healing?
Sure. Go ahead and you can take you can just look around and see what they have. You see some fairly standard looking kind of leathery cloaks that you would go over your back that could help protect if you don't already have one. It doesn't really add too much to your armor class, but it would protect you from some of the elements. You see, again, maps, and you see different kits. So you see like hammers and rope and pikes in for what would be like a climber's kit. You see there actually is a couple of first aid kits that are not specifically healing potions, but you would understand well enough that a needle and thread and some disinfectant can go a long way to help stabilize an individual in a dire situation if your skills are there to help. You'll see, again, pouches and quivers and empty. You'll see just stacks of rope, food. You have cured meats and cheeses. There's a specific stall of freshly placed beets that look pretty familiar. Tinder boxes, torches, etc., etc. Water skins, those kind of things.
Makes sense. I will grab first aid kit, some rope, and a map, and I'll bring it up to the counter.
So purchasing a map.
Is this like an updated map? Do I know?
It would be a map of the local region for sure.
Okay, very good.
So a map is going to cost you a gold piece. A one healing kit is going to cost you 2 gold pieces, and what was the last thing you asked for?
Rope.
A rope. Rope is pretty straightforward. It is 50 feet of hempen rope is a gold. So 4 gold in total. And you have your provisions.
I was going
You
to
said there
say,
was,
Rev, you may not need to buy additional rope. I have rope right here.
Nope,
Oh.
too late. Purchased it.
Why didn't you speak up?
Do you have the receipt? You can return
I
it.
just stick my head out from the back, and be like, "There's no returns."
I wouldn't be too worried about it, Bill. We could always use more rope.
Never know when you need rope.
You and your heckin'
You and your
rope.
stupid rope.
Name one thing you're gonna need a rope for.
Oh.
Bill, what are you looking for in the shop, if anything?
I would be more concerned about treating injuries when out on travels. I carry a
The only thing
steady
you
amount of
can
rations.
see is you see Rev pick up what essentially is a first aid kit.
Is it the
You
first aid
yourself
kit?
may not have the necessary skills to effectively utilize one, as it's always been done for you, or done with magic. But you
yeah,
could certainly pick one up if you choose to.
You know, I think in my travels, I've learned that I'm a little bit more on my own, being a retired athlete. Yeah, I will buy. I'll buy a couple of them.
Okay, they're 2 gold pieces each,
4 gold pieces.
and so you have 2 healer kits. And the rule on that is you have to have the medicine proficiency in order to effectively use it, but you can use them to stabilize an individual, bringing them back to 1 health.
I do have a medicine proficiency.
You
I
are
do as well.
you are able to use them, and so can Dwight then.
I would like to. I step forward and I go to purchase the remaining healer kit as well as the mountain climbing gear
Okay,
in case there are mountains to climb.
That's certainly something you can do. Okay, so 2 gold for the healing kit. The climber's kit is is 20 gold pieces, and it includes 100 feet of hempen rope, 4 climbing pikes, and a hammer to hammer it in. You can also buy some of that in pieces if you'd like to not buy the full kit, if you don't think you want all of those.
Sheesh.
Dwight is the kind of elf who'd like to be prepared, so he's going to buy the full.
As you bring it up, the gentleman behind the bar, who introduces himself as Ander, he says, "Wow, if you're gonna go climbing, can I recommend you also grab a one of these?" And he pulls out a grappling hook. He says, "You never know when you're gonna need it, and might help you get started on some spots."
I take a look at the grappling hook. May I see that? May I use that for a demonstration?
You may not use it for a demonstration, but you may hold it.
Very well.
Looking at the
I look
rafters above.
disgruntled.
What's that?
He looks disgruntled.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
This
So
is
I take it, I
ridiculous.
examine the grappling hook. Without doing a full demonstration, I sort of feel the heft of it in my hand and do that without letting it go a couple times.
Swing
nod
it.
at
Yeah,
him.
yeah. You kind of swing it around a little bit. You know, it has 3 barbed hooks on it. You don't want to necessarily be chucking it around. You're gonna be careful. Make a
Oh no.
acrobatics check for me. Yeah, fair enough. Like you're able to keep it, away from your leg and away from the counter.
Yeah.
Seems well made.
I turn to Ander and I ask, "Very well, how many gold pieces for this one?"
That'll be 2 gold pieces.
I'll take this as well.
All right, so that'll be 24 gold pieces for you.
I dig out nearly over half of my gold, and I hand it over.
All right, you add those things to your wares, which if you don't know how to do that in D&D Beyond, then feel free to just write it down and we can resolve it later.
Note it down for me.
While you guys are shopping, Pete, you're finding the back warehouse where they do store a lot of things that go onto the shelves. What are you looking for?
I'm grabbing just a couple things of food, a couple of snackies, just small things,
Yep.
like
Like a bag of
not-
combos.
like just a
A
pork
Gatorade.
rinds. I don't know what they'd have back then.
Yeah, there's some dried meats and
dried
some like
meats, just a-
jerkies and such.
Yeah, just a little bit of jerky, not a
Yep.
whole lot. I'm aware that I don't have that much money. So I'm
Yeah.
grabbing a couple of assorted snacks, and then
As
I grab
you're
a
going
water.
through the pantry well enough,
With water.
Elmar walks back. He goes, "Now, what the hell are you doing, son?"
Look. These guys, they're about to go return the midwife that the town's been asking about. And then also we're thinking about going up to the rock gnomes. So I just need a couple of things for this little adventure. You could go this little quest that was up on the town board.
Are you telling me that you got a job?
These guys are willing to take me.
Hallelujah.
These guys are willing
God
to take
bless it. You know what?
And,
he actually walks over and he gives you 6 bags or packages of the dried jerky, and he gives you an extra water skin. He says, "Listen, I'm real happy for you. You found a crew to run with. I really hope this works out for you."
We're really trying to not ruin this one. All right, Elmar. I know the last ones didn't work out too well, but this one, listen to me. This one might be all right, okay? And I know I didn't help out today. That's all right. But you know what? I got a little bit of something for you, just to show you that they're good people. I take the little coin pouch out that I stole, give them 5 silver from that. Be like, look, it's real. They're good guys. He doesn't know that I stole the coin pouch.
He doesn't.
Pete is
He will
with
never
it.
know.
Pete is like in the group, right? Like we can.
No, Pete is in the back room in the store.
Oh, he's in the back.
the
Okay,
owner.
so we don't hear
Yep,
him.
he's out of sight. He's out of sight of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But I also, as he's giving me the jerky and stuff, and he's putting it all. Is he putting it all in like a big bag, like a big duffel?
yeah,
bag,
yeah,
yes?
he's putting it. He grabbed a sack and he's putting it in there for you.
All right. I also slide a small bottle of alcohol in there.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
I gotta go back to that page. Hold on. In conversation, he's just putting the jerky. He turns around. I'm just like sliding it in. Yeah.
Yep, you do just that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then after quick hug, quick little bro hug with Omar, and be like, look, I'll be back, and when I come back, I'll pay for all of this with the split. All right. With my split, I'll pay for all.
Well, stay safe out there. There's I've heard rumblings of these monsters being out and creatures on the foot ever since that dragon flew in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, Pete, it ain't like it used to be out there. And I understand why we're in a hurry to get Miss Gwyn back, because she's the only source we have for healing potions around here, and Lord knows she's the only healer we real got. So, yeah, be safe, bring her back. You come back. I want to see you again. All right,
Mhm.
make sure you
All right.
come back.
All right, bring it in. Bring it in.
He gives you a hug.
All right, I walk back out with a bag over my shoulder, be like, everyone got everything?
Yep, everyone's all set.
Everyone's good? All right, let's go.
All right. You head out the door of Barthen's Provisions onto the blacksmith. As you walk back out onto the main road from Barthen's Provisions, still pretty busy. People coming and going about their day. South of you is where you need to head. Is there anything else you're trying to do in town yet?
Does anyone need any extra arrows, any repairs to their weapons, anything like that before we go?
I seem to be good on arrows and weapons.
And this is as we're walking past Lion Shield Coster. I'm pointing it out.
Okay, you're heading through town right now?
Heading through town, walking through Lion Shield
fair
Coster.
Yeah, as you guys, he points over to a kind of a wood-framed, sprawling single-story building, orange shingled roof, some moss-covered walls. You see again kind of a shielded crest sign hanging outside that says Lion Shield Coster. Seems to be the blacksmith. You can kind of hear the clink of hammers in the back as smoke rises from the top from the forge.
So everyone good? Why do you need anything? You good?
No, I believe I have everything I need now that I got that climbing kit.
All right,
I'm ready.
cool. Bill. Because he's old, he can't hear me, so I'm saying Bill.
That brings me back to the arena.
I know you got a big stick over there, and they don't really specialize in sticks. But you need anything from in there?
Oh, lad, I've got more than just a big stick.
Nah, that's a big stick. Anyone else?
I've also got a great club, some javelins.
An even bigger stick. Stick with the point. Yeah. Come on. They don't sell any more sticks.
A larger, smackier stick.
As you've continued to walk, you're now well past the blacksmith, still talking about his stick. Now, a couple of blocks past, you reach a couple of farm fields. You see some individuals out in the fields right now working in the hot sun. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. Who's leading the way? Pete, that'd be you.
I was through town, but I'm kind of like hanging.
Go ahead and roll me a roll d20 for me, please. Okay. Good to know.
There's no good rolls or bad rolls. There are only rolls.
I don't like
There
that.
are rolls. Let me see here.
They're storytelling dice.
That's right.
Yep. Okay. Good to know. So you carry on your way. It's about an hour walk. There's a straightforward path that goes to the windmill, as you know. Do you guys look to do anything on your hour and a half walk, or do we look to resolve that relatively peacefully, if you can?
I think. Who's rolling dice? What are we doing?
That's
worry about it.
Aaron doesn't like to share the numbers that he gets.
Don't worry about it.
I don't have a DM screen. I only have my computer screens, and therefore I will choose to roll behind said screens where you can't see what I'm doing.
I'm in danger.
It's better to keep you on your toes.
I think while we're walking, Rev has some questions for Bill,
Okay, go ahead.
if it pleases the court.
Feel free.
I don't want to be the only one that's like, let's do some RP, and you guys are like, no, let's get to the objective.
D&D is
No, feel
about the
free.
roleplay, baby.
It's a story. We're all on this together. Please, feel free.
Rev, I couldn't help but overhear that you said you were reminded of the arena. What are you, some sort of gladiator?
Of sorts. I would say that I was yes, I did spend some time as a gladiator and entertainer. Some of it was legitimate, some real fighting. Other times it was for spectacle. But isn't being a gladiator also for spectacle? Yes, I spent many years as an athlete and had many opponents throughout my life.
Is that where you learned all them fighting moves?
That is where I've learned the majority, yes. I've had some mentors, some trainers, coaches, if you will.
Any orcs in your coaches and trainers list that you got over there?
You know, son, I've had many have crossed my paths over the years. I do recall at least one or two orcs that were sparring partners of mine, and we learned from one another. Why do you ask?
I find you quite fascinating, Bill. I don't know where you picked up Orcish, and I don't know where you picked up all your fighting skills, but I'm fascinated by your story.
Well, I'll be happy to share more through our travels.
Very well.
Especially when I think of them. So yeah, I'll allude to at least one significant orc in my gladiator history.
Very good. Do I find that believable?
Just one interesting orc.
One notable.
Yeah. So, like, you certainly have had a rich history of fighting with orcs. The one who comes to mind is Urul. He was one of the marquee fights you fought maybe 9 years ago, or I should say 9 years into your before your career was done as a gladiator. But he always stuck out to you. He was an interesting man, or I should say orc. No, Orcman. I don't want to be
an Orcman.
He was an interesting Orcman. He fought with such honor and vigor, but his ferocity was unparalleled. As all of your opponents, you were fairly successful in your fighting ring, but Urul was definitely one who stood out above as a being with honor and respect. One who definitely earned yours. It was a long fight. It took all of the rounds to get through it. You did end up prevailing. One of the things that you remember is that he had a giant white handprint that kind of stretched down from the left chest down to his side, and he had 2 finger marks of white paint underneath his eyes. Those were the notable things that you can recall about Urul.
Would we have spent like behind the gates like considerable amount of time together? And
yeah, you would have
definitely
he would have definitely been someone that you trained and knew and probably picked up some orcish. Yeah, orcish wasn't orcs were not uncommon beings, and half orcs were not in the gladiatorial arena. You definitely absorbed a lot of that language passively, but you practiced some with him specifically. You definitely did spend some time that year. You don't know whatever happened to him. He kind of fell off the circuit after that year where he lost to you. He didn't fall off right away. He was around, but you do not know what actually happened to him.
Okay. Yeah, I guess given that, I will. I'll bring up instead of just kind of like leaving it on a. Yes, I remember one orc. Conversation over.
I remember this one time.
Yes, there was one notable orc. His name was Urul, right?
Yep.
URL or something like that?
URUL.
Urul.
Do I recognize that name?
You do not.
Okay.
He was,
And you do not... Well, go ahead.
Oh. He was, a mighty orc that I spent many, many days sparring with, speaking with, competing against even. One of the toughest and most challenging fights of my entire career. He fought with such vigor. It was inspiring, and after seeing his first fight, I knew that we could only learn from one another. So I spent as much time as I could with him, becoming as good as him, and he as good as me.
Most humans have never even tried to talk to an orc, so I find that fascinating.
When you're in the arena, you're all equal.
I like that.
Cool. As you continue on your day, it's a nice, peaceful, hour and a half walk. It's now getting closer towards late afternoon. The sun has far past the center of the sky. Make perception checks, a lot of you.
The lot of you.
The lot
I
of you.
perceive nothing.
Me either.
I do.
I see it. I seen it. Don't tell me what I see.
Ouch!
Pete, Pete, you definitely are aware of this. I mean, you've come this way before on errands for Elmar and for the town on occasion. You've been out this way on past quests that didn't quite work out. The windmill when you see it, and boy, do you see it. As you crest over a hill, you see off in the distance the very familiar signs of the Windmill on Umbridge Hill.
What's the name of it?
You see the Windmill on Umbridge Hill. It's
Umbridge.
Umbrage Hill.
Heard.
Built on the slope of Umbridge Hill is an old stone windmill surrounded by an iron fence. As you guys get closer, Pete, you were the first one to see this. There, standing on the other side of the fence, is a large, winged being with its wings outstretched, flapping. With one hand firmly on the front door, just kind of claws trenched into it. As you look up with your roll, you're able to see a woman sticking her head out the window saying, "Hey, hey, a little help here!" With that, the monster looks up, looks over to you, and roars. Let's roll initiative.
No.
Uh-oh. Yikes.
Ooh.
It's fine.
At the top of the turn order, you hear the lady in the house, which Pete, you would have recognized being Miss Gwyn, saying, "Help! Help! There's a manticore attacking us!" And she is going to peek and duck back into the house away from your sight. And that's going to end her turn. Next up, Rook, I need you to roll. Go ahead and roll a d20, Rook, and tell me what you get.
Okay.
You tied, so I want to see who wins the tiebreaker.
Ooh.
Give me a number.
12.
12. You win the tie. So first up in the order for players, it's gonna be Dwight. What do you do?
Tie goes to the rookie.
I am going to. Let's see.
Broomies in chat.
Broomies in
Oh,
chat.
yeah, baby.
I'm going to. I'm pretty far away, so I'm going to charge at the Manticore with my sickle out.
Okay. You're gonna get up and close and
As far
personal.
as I can go, 35 feet.
You are, yeah, I was gonna say you can go 35 feet, right? So you can get, yeah, about here. If I can select the right tool, so you get about here. Okay. On his turn, the Manticore is going to turn and go. What did we have here? With this gnarled, teethy grin and face, as it has more of a humanistic face on it. It's going to turn and it's going to saunter slowly towards you, Dwight, and it's going to walk up. And it's going to circle around you. And it's going to land right here with its a
lot of moving around.
movement speed. And it's going to make a bite and claw attack at you. That's going to be a 12 to hit on the bite. Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It does not.
So he goes to bite you. Just kind of observing you, and he gives you a little nip. Not anything too seriously just yet, just kind of playing around, trying to test the waters. You kind of put your sickle up, you kind of hit him in the nose, you see him kind of recoil, and he goes to bap you.
Not the BAP attack.
And that's even worse. That's going to be a 10 to hit, which misses. He goes to bap you because he didn't like you putting anything near his face. And he goes to bap, and you just jump back. Whew. He goes, "Hello, Trixie Quixie, are you?" All the same. That's going to end his turn. Rev, now it's your turn.
There's a couple things I could do. What do I want to do? I cast Sacred Flame at the Manticore.
That is a 14 save on Dex, right?
The DC is 13.
So he saves and takes no damage.
Wow.
Rude.
Wow,
Okay,
wow,
I
wow,
do.
wow, wow.
I do nothing else for the rest of the turn.
Do you want to move at all?
No.
Okay. Then is going to be Pete. Pete, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna walk up behind the Manticore.
You're going to try getting close?
Yeah, I'm gonna try getting close.
What's your movement speed, sir?
Or is it like the walking thing? 30.
Yeah. All
30 feet. Is he in range?
He is 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get in range. You kind of get to
Get
go
him.
around, but yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna
get
walk
up there.
behind him. Yeah. Because he's focused on Dwight
This
right
is-
now, right?
Yeah, this is a low fence. It's easy enough to hop over.
Heard. And then I'm gonna attack him, but I have two-handed weapon. I've got two one-handed weapons. I got like a rapier and then a rapier offhand.
Yep.
I don't know how to do this thing. How do I?
So if you have your character sheet, you should see one that says main hand and one that says offhand.
Yeah.
And if you click on the to attack, it should roll it each. But basically, you roll a d20, you add your dexterity modifier to both, but only your proficiency to your main hand.
Okay. It in the sheet.
Let me grab your character sheet.
In the sheet, it has two different rolls. Like it has two different
Yep.
ones
Let me
to
grab-
roll.
Let me grab your character sheet here.
I just wanted to make sure, like, instead of rolling.
What are you
twice,
swinging?
I have
He's
a
trying to stab
rapier in
stab.
both hands.
Yeah, you would roll twice, one for each one.
So
Would I?
yeah, it
Sorry for all people watching. This is my first time ever.
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 He's okay.
do you have two weapon
He's doing
fighting?
good.
Do I have what?
Do you have
Yes.
You have two weapon fighting? You do have two weapon fighting. So yeah, it's the same roll each time. So yeah, it's what roll a d20. If you just hit the +5, it doesn't really
Mhm.
matter which one you do. They're both the same, and they're both going to do the same damage if you hit. So just go ahead and hit the +5 next to Rapier twice.
I have a +3 modifier on my main hand and then not on my offhand. So I would roll.
No,
do I
no,
roll?
that's damage. Yep. So that's
Right.
d20 +5. So that's a 12. Now do it again for a stab. Yep. And okay, a 12 and a 16. The second one, the offhand, does land. Your main hand doesn't. As you approach, you kind of walk up, get a little bit more of a gant in your step, just kind of bringing it up. You pull up two shorter rapier swords. You kind of run up, and you go to swing, and he kind of catches you with the spiked tail. You parry it, and as you go through, you stab him into his haunch quarters. You do 7 points of damage. Very good. Where did I just put the pen? There it is. You hear as he looks back and sees you.
It's mad.
Be mad.
He big mad.
Okay. Next up is going to be you, Bill. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with all that turn?
Bill.
Bill.
Oh, I'm up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Bill.
Which is why you guys were saying Bill.
Right.
The arena, yes. Finally a fight. I have a little bit of an addiction to fighting.
You're gonna run up and try to trying to bop?
Oh yeah,
Shut up.
swinging both hands with the quarterstaff, baby.
You could be swinging.
Oh,
Go
we're
on and swing that
swinging,
thing.
doing cool anime stuff. I
nope,
rolled for damage again. I
damage.
didn't roll
That's
for
damage.
attack. Hold on. Here we
I'm
go.
gonna use that damage. Well, no, I'm not.
No,
That's the nat 1.
I don't think I've rolled anything higher than a 5.
You run up to fight this manticore, and you kind of have to get over a bit of the iron fence that's there in order to take a swing. And while you've seen Dwight and Pete just kind of vault over it really quickly, it's not a terribly high, skill ceiling, you think. And with your skills, of course, you would have been able to do that. You run up, you put one hand down, you go to vault, and you feel something catch and tear, and the next thing you know, boom, you're on the ground.
Ugh. These old bones.
Okay, at the top of the turn, it's now the individuals inside. You see... oops, that is... No, the pan.
So I don't just miss, I fall.
You fall. You're
Okay.
prone on the ground.
That's a bad miss.
You see the door, boom, just kind of kicks open, and standing at the doorway is Adabra Gwyn with a crossbow in hand. She says, "Not today." She's going to take a shot.
Hey, we're down range.
That is a hit. So a big old bolt boom, just pierces his side. That's going to be, let me roll damage. One of these things is the thing I want to roll. Not great. Not great.
Not great.
Alright. And then she kind of ducks back into the door, and you see the door shut. And you can assume she's probably reloading. Next is going to be Dwight. It's your turn. You now you no longer need to run towards them, as they are fully in your face.
Right. I am going to try something a little different. I am going to use my poison spray on the manticore.
Okay.
So I take a step back, I take aim, and I attempt my druid poison spray. Oh, that's a 7. I thought that was a 1.
Yeah, the 7s
It's
and
still-
1s
still
look pretty
positive,
similar.
Yeah.
Thankfully, your allies are just out of range of being inoculated with the poison cloud as it extends from your hands. That is a Constitution saving throw against your DC. You do not actually roll, so that is a 14 to save. What's your DC modifier?
A DC
You
modifier
don't know. I can look.
for poison spray.
Yep, for your spells.
It's a this is under just my actions, and it says the hit
save
DC is
DC.
+5.
No, so it says modifier, it says spell attack, and it says save DC. It's a 13. So because a 14 is bigger than a 13, your damage doesn't fully hit on... It does not say it takes half damage on a save, so it takes no damage. So you extend out your palms, you channel that natural energy you've been accumulating over your long life, and you force out this green fume as it spreads out from your hands. You see the manticore look at you, and he beats his wings, and the puff of air just dissipates into the sky. On his turn, he's going to use those big wings, and he's going to go, and he's just going to continue that momentum from your noxious cloud, and he's going to propel himself up. Bill, Dwight and Pete, you can take a quick swing at him if you'd like to see if you can catch him as he moves up and out of your range.
I would like to, yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would like to as well.
Use your reaction to try and hit. Actually, Bill, you're gonna have that with disadvantage because you're on the ground, prone.
So would I have both rolls, or would I just do the one?
So you just do one. You only get one hit.
I don't think I hit.
You do not.
Nope, me either.
Oh,
You
I
can
don't
try
think I
again
did.
when you stand up.
Slippery Manticore.
13. Being
I
the
don't
best
think
hit does not hit. So he moves himself up, and you see him kind of holding in the air, and he snarls. He says, "Not so fast!" And he whips his tail out, kind of like underneath him, and out shoot a bunch of spikes. Toot, toot, toot. I'm going to roll against the three of you. That is a 12 to Dwight. Does 12 hit?
It doesn't hit. Nope.
Okay. You're able to dodge out of its way. That is a 16 to Pete.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And that's a natural 1 against Bill, so
Ooh, baby.
nothing there. So for you, Pete, you are going to take... You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage as a giant, like, quill about a foot long is just kind of sticking out of your shoulder now.
Yikers.
He's going to land...
That was Pete that got hit.
Mm-hmm.
Owie.
That's no boy. That's really not good.
And he's going to land back up
You took
here.
how much?
6.
Okay.
That's Pete's drank a lot. That's really not good for Pete. All right.
It is very good.
It's hard to stop bleeding.
His blood is
Yeah.
thinned.
Yeah.
All right. Next is going to be Rev's turn.
It's your boy. Da, 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 da. How bad are you down, Pickled Pete?
I have 3 HP.
Atta boy.
Wow.
The term would be very bloodied.
Very bloodied.
All right. Well, it looks like I
am-
can reach you, so I'm gonna come over within kissing distance to Pickled Pete here.
Stop it. I'm fine.
And
Look her up.
I cast Cure Wounds on Pickled Pete.
Wow.
Cool.
Do you feel better?
Yeah.
Kiss it to make you feel better.
More.
I could feel better.
I mean,
So
I
this
feel
is a
all
bit-
right. I could feel better.
It occurs to me that one of the things that I do allow in my games is the casting of cantrips as bonus actions. So just keep that in mind.
I don't know what
important.
that means.
I need
It
to
is
do a
important.
bonus action. Gib.
That's
you're
not gonna be
saying-
it's not going to be written that way in the spell sheet.
Sure. You're saying I could cast Sacred Flame again for
You could.
funsies?
The spell economy I feel is so broken, and it's hard when you're playing
is-
against.
What does all that mean?
Nothing to you. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. You need to know nothing.
You
of that.
can't cast spells.
I can't. I'm so confused.
That is easily a save.
Good work. I did nothing.
But I should have awarded you and now if you take an attack action like Sickle, you cannot cast a cantrip. But if you cast a spell, you
Spell
can
and spell.
cantrip a bonus. Yes.
Hmm.
The idea is that cantrips are so commonplace spells; they're quick hits, and I've always appreciated that because I feel like the spell economy is kind of a pain in the ass.
I do love the the cantrip bonus action.
Yep, I've done
'Cause
that
it's-
in the last few campaigns. and
It's
it
a
feels
pain
nicer.
to waste the spell slot and not have an action or anything that you can do afterwards.
Yep, I agree.
Would you allow like so I've got Firebolt as a cantrip. Would you allow twice, like shooting those?
No, it's when you spend a spell slot.
When you spend a spell slot. Got it. Okay, that makes that makes sense.
Okay. Same like if you take an attack action, you get a bonus action usually. If you're dual wielding or something like that. Next is going to be Pete. You're feeling reinvigorated. Pete, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go ahead and kiss Rev on the cheek for that one. Feels better.
Kissing Rev on the cheek is a free action. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Do it as many times as you want.
Canonically,
It gets
right
sloppy
now,
for a
kissing
few
Rev is a
seconds.
free action.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure I tell my wife that too. Anyway,
Can do this as many times per turn as I want.
But it's a free action. You can't get mad.
what would you like to do, Pete?
That kind of hurt. I might let you guys go in a little bit but I'm going to hang back. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over that wall that's right there.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot my crossbow.
You gonna try finding some cover and bunker down?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot a crossbow.
All right, go ahead and take a shot. Pa pa pa.
Ha, ha,
Boom,
ha.
boom. Make that thing go.
I hate this game.
Nope, you'll do nothing and like it.
Aw, that
I'm
was a
gonna
good
go ahead
roll.
and-
You know what? Do better.
Yeah, I'm gonna dink it off the door right past him.
But you're gonna kind of use your cover to try getting as much down and under behind like the bars as you can. I appreciate that. Okay, next is Bill. Bill, you have to spend your movement to stand up, but you can you can have half your movement left.
Alrighty. Does this affect my movement, the fence?
No, you kind of jumped over that, so you'd actually be like right
Yeah,
there.
so I'll
And then
advance the
frozen one.
15 feet that I can and put
Okay.
myself right.
Do you want to shoot a fireball at him?
I do.
Since you
That's specifically what
shoot
I
one.
want to do. So for no reason, I just want to manifest like this fistful of fire and
do the thing
lob
first.
it.
Do the thing first. Do the roll first.
Oh, no,
Don't
no, I
talk
know.
about don't do cinema until cinema tells you to.
I really am. I'm gonna walk away from roll D&D
You know what?
Beyond.
You know what? Hey, you can use physical dice. I won't ever tell you can't.
This is driving me nuts.
Yeah, Bill gets up, kind of dusts himself off, puts the staff back behind him, takes 3 steps, and goes, ah, and you see kind of like this energy well up in his stomach. Ah, and it goes right past and actually breaks a window on the house.
It's been a minute since I've done that. I haven't needed to do that in a while.
I swear this never happens. Next up, at the top, we're gonna have the Adabra open up the door, look up, immediately shut the door.
Nope.
Nice.
She wants none of the smoke, and that's the way she's going to be. Also, no, that's it. That's it for now. They're kind of stuck in there. Next is going to be Dwight. Dwight, what's it going to be?
At this distance, I am going to do something a little bit different.
Again?
I'm going to use I'm experimenting here. It's been a while since I've been in a combat situation, and I'm going to use create bonfire
Okay.
on the Manticore. Has a range of 60 feet. Now, is that one where I would roll, or is that he has to do like a dexterity.
Hold on. Let me read this.
Okay.
Create bonfire and attack.
I read that it can do damage. I don't know if I can actually.
Is
Oh.
it the fire that does the damage?
Yeah.
Like if
I
you were
believe
to
so.
A
jump over
magic
said
bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast the spell must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or take a D8 fire. He just dropped a campfire on top of the stupid wall. Oh,
I'm actually out here.
I am
hope
here
you
for
brought
the
your malice.
non-traditional use.
Yes.
Off-label, I think they call it.
I like that.
I hope we don't need that bonfire.
Thankfully, he's not too close to the house that it doesn't also ignite the house.
Well, the windmill's made of stone, so
True.
windmill's
Okay, yeah,
made of stone.
you put a magical bonfire down. Now you are concentrating this up to a minute, so as long as you think about it and hold on to that, it will persist.
Think
You know
hot
what?
pot.
That is a natural 1 on a saving throw,
Wow.
and that is
Let's
not a
go.
great follow-up roll. You scare the ever-living piss out of this thing, that so much so that it kind of falls back and like falls on its hindquarters as this, like, you got this thing to fall down essentially because you've scared it with such an unconventional, surprising boom of bright light and intense heat. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Incredible.
Nice. Alright. And on his turn, he's going to stand back up and he is going to quickly get out of the area, but he cannot move as far, so he's going to move right. You know what? He's going to fly up. He's actually going to fly up in the air and just kind of hover. He's going to stay in the air. He is now currently about 20 feet in the air.
So
Or
out
so.
of reach.
Well, no, he's about. We'll say he's lower because to the range for his spike. So he's about 10 feet up in the air, just kind of hovering out of the way of the fire, and he's gonna throw tail spikes, and he's gonna aim at Bill, Dwight, and Rev. So we'll start with Dwight. That is a 16 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Hit on Dwight. I'm gonna throw a hit on on Bill. That is a 14.
Oh,
To Bill?
it meets.
That hits. And on Rev, that is a 10.
No.
Alright. Death blow to Dwight. That is going to be 6 damage to Dwight. That's going to be 6 damage to Bill.
Ah, you guys are fine.
Hey, let's just say that I don't want to do that one again.
Grit it. Be gritty.
Grit and bear it.
Okay. Next is Rev.
It's your boy.
Your boy.
Out here about to do it.
I think it's short bow time.
Go on, get it then. Go on, get it then.
Shoot the short bow.
That does
Shoot
not match
thing.
the music I'm playing right now, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
20
Oh.
total.
That hits.
Oh, let's go.
Oh.
Roll your short king damage.
Hmm.
It's your short bow damage. Same.
You're god dang right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mm.
good
Dang.
work. Max damage. Max damage. Love it.
Bop,
You
bop,
need, some
bop.
you need some emotes in chat for this, Matt.
Okay.
Short damage.
Cool. Very good. So, just right back at him. He missed you. You kind of ducked out of the way of the spike. You just pulled out your bow. You went, you're gonna spend your bonus action to reload. Bill, you're up.
Bill is up. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
All right.
Those are the words I said.
Well, let's try that again. And I'm going to throw another firebolt.
You're going to wish. You're going to hope. I thought you already switched to the real dice.
It can't keep doing it to me, right?
Yes, it can.
Eventually, you have to roll well.
You ever played roulette?
Eventually,
you ever been to a
win.
casino, son? That misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Bill, I'm sorry. Next, at the top of the turn
This
order,
thing is slippery.
this is turn 5, I believe.
Wait, did I get skipped there? I think I got skipped.
Oh, you know what? You absolutely did. Let me resolve that by letting you go.
Let me fix that by you go now.
How far away from the windmill am I?
From the windmill?
Oh,
From
God.
like the door of
From the windmill.
You're
the wall.
about 40. You're about 45 feet.
About 45. Okay.
Yep.
I am going to try and sneak closer. I'm going to try and get roughly around this area.
Roll a stealth check for me. So it's going to take your action to stealth right now.
Okay.
He's sneaking.
In later levels, you'll be able to stealth as a bonus action, but right now you can't. So that's going to take your action, so you're not going to be able to shoot, but you'll be able to stealth and move.
Oh, I'm stealthing, my boy.
Oh, Lord, we stealthing.
Oh, we about to stealth.
Stealthing. And not only am I stealthing, nobody knows. The grass doesn't see me.
There's not even footprints.
Yeah, there's no footprints.
You are not. Stealth does not mean you're invisible, but you are very well hidden.
Oh, I'm
He
combat rolling through this.
He is 10 feet up in the air, so he does have good perception, but it's not even close. He's very engaged. There was a fireball that just went by his face that he's startled with. He just got shot with an arrow. There's a weird ass fire burning on the ground that he doesn't know where that came from, and he's just frazzled. He does not notice your presence as you move around. Where would you like to go?
I would like to go right about here.
I think you should have enough movement. What's your movement speed?
30. You said I'm about 45 away. If I can't reach that, I want to be somewhere on the wall, like maybe here then.
Yep, you can get about there. So you're about right there, hiding behind the wall.
Hiding behind the wall.
Yep.
All right.
All right, that's gonna be your
then-
turn.
Yep.
Or are you gonna have something for a bonus action?
I don't think so. Unless
I
I'm
don't
in
think
melee. I crossbow, but I'm
Nope,
already used all of it.
Yep, that's your action. So that's your turn. Cool.
Good turn.
At the top of the turn is going to be the Miss Gwyn. She's going to crack the door again and peek out. She's going to take a shot. She's doing her best. That's not her best. It goes wide right as she's not used to shooting up in the air with a crossbow. Let's check the fumble chart here, shall we? Don't worry, it does not fall and hit wide. You ever shoot an arrow straight up in the air? Anyway.
And then you panic. Uh-oh.
But it does fall like 5 feet to your right. You're like, wait a minute. She's going to tuck back. Actually, let's see. How far can she throw? It's a little too far for what her arm strength is. So yeah, she's gonna tuck back into the house and shut the door. Next up is Dwight. It is your turn.
All right.
You are concentrating.
second-
Oh wait, you took damage. I need you to roll a d20 or do make a. Oh goodness, words are hard when I'm having a brain fart.
Concentration save.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
That
Ooh.
saves, so you still can concentrate on the bonfire that is up.
All right.
If you want to, you can choose to let it go if you'd like, but you can.
Did the manticore move away from it?
It did, yes. So it moved.
Yeah. I think I am going to break my concentration despite that roll.
Okay.
This is my second time to suspend the or break suspension of disbelief or break immersion. This is my second time playing, so just clarification: is a cantrip a once per turn thing, or is that a once per battle thing?
You do
Once per
cantrips.
use cantrips anytime you want. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. I am going to
spell
aiming
slots,
straight.
Spell slots are the things you can't do. So
Gotcha.
I think you have
Okay.
one spell slot used for the day. It looks like. If I'm looking at
Yeah, I think that was the on.
cure
big bonfire.
wounds. Yeah, I think you cure wounds yourself out after
Oh no,
the
it's
goblins.
Wound. That's right.
Yeah, after the goblins. So you have one more of those, and you can use poison spray, druid craft, or create bonfire anytime you want.
That's what I was hoping for. I'm going to use the poison spray. Aim it straight up at the manticore.
Okay, that has a 30-foot range, so you certainly should be able to do that. Go ahead and that's me. I need to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, that did not make it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Not the direction I thought he was going to go with
Alright.
Wow.
that. Wow, wow, wow.
Dunking on it. All right,
Straight stunting out here.
just dunking.
You
Make it a large ice regular.
the manticore looks back towards the house as Miss Gwyn misses with her arrow, and at that time you use that distraction to loft up your hands and just spawn this giant cloud of acidic, gnarly, poisonous gas, and it right in its face as it turns back to look at you. It takes a lot of damage. On its turn, it's going to look at all of you and be like, "This is not over. I'll be back." And it's going to use its action to dash, and it's going to fly off for a full 100 feet. It takes off and is gone.
Well, I don't suppose we've any chance of catching that thing.
Yeah, it is gone a full 100 feet. Go ahead and make anyone who's trying to peer after it as it's gone 100 feet in quick succession. Go ahead and make. Who drew a smiley face? Who defaced my map? Who did it? Who
I did not do it, but I
I'm
did
not-
find it.
I'm not mad.
Who
I
did
just
it?
want to know who did it. Who was it? Garrett?
Pete did it.
It was Pete, not me.
God damn it, Garrett.
Don't you erase it.
don't erase it.
Anyone who's trying to keep up where it went, feel free to roll a perception check, and I'll tell you if you can make heads or tails where it's going. But it's going to continue to use its action to hightail it back out.
I don't think I saw it.
Even with these glasses, I can't see it. Sun. These don't block the sun very well. They don't get all of it.
Block all of it.
You don't actually see where it's going, Pete, but you do happen to know the direction it's flying. It looks like it's heading back towards the direction of the Ice Spire's summit. It's the very large central mountain that protrudes and very, very obvious as you look at the landscape beyond. There's one singular mountain that is, and the Manticore is making a beeline towards that direction. You do lose it after a couple of seconds and a minute. It's clearly out of sight. Go ahead and Dwight, you would be able to do this. Rev, you would be able to do this. I think that's it. Go ahead and roll a nature or survival check. Based on which you'd ever.
Boom.
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 Oh, baby.
Boom.
Good. You both are familiar with Manticore, being from these woods and from this area. Particularly, you know they tend to have mates and cluster. It is highly likely that it is retreating back to its den, and could very well be back at any time after it obviously recovers from its wounds.
I worry that we haven't seen the last of that manticore.
The beast must be going to lick its wounds, none of which were
Certainly
inflicted
is.
by me.
They certainly weren't.
I still need to stretch the old muscles, see? I haven't been active recently. I've mostly just been lifting weights.
Well, Bill, we can shake the rust off at some point. I think you'll be okay here in a little bit.
I think so. As fate hopefully has it.
As you guys kind of relax yourselves, as it's clearly left the area, the door opens again to the manor, and out comes Miss Adabra Gwen, and she's not alone. Pete, you would immediately recognize the individual who's next to her. She's a petite, short woman holding some sort of book. You can't quite tell. She's wearing a tan tank top with a black skirt. Looks like she's covered in some dirt and soot from her time, maybe working inside the mill. Her hair is a very noticeable golden color to you, as she is Eloise Barthen, your basically niece at this point, for as long as you've been with the family.
Mm-hmm. So, is
you were
she
not
outside?
aware that? Yes, she's outside. You were not aware she was out here.
Yes, and it's Eloise, right?
Eloise.
Eloise Barthen?
Yep.
Barthen
Yeah.
as in Barthen's Provisions.
Correct.
It is. It's in Barthen's
Yes.
provisions.
So I'm going to walk up. I'm going to walk right past Adabra Gwen, and I'm going to go, Eloise, what are you doing out here?
Well, I've just been in training recently to become kind of the next alchemist, just trying to help out Miss Gwen with her studies, and well, and the town's kind of had a little shortage of potions recently, so I just thought I'd come out today, and that was so scary.
You thought to just come out here? You're trying to come out here to help her, but yet Elmar's back at the hold on, it's Elmar's back at the provisions, doing it by himself, and you just left them hanging. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean,
He says as the guy who steals.
Well, I mean, Anders working with him, and so is that Thistle girl. So I think, Pa said I didn't need to come help, and I told him it was to help make wares for the store. And you know how well healing potions sell in this town, with it being a frontier town, and
Yeah,
he thought it was good for business. This.
there's been monster activity out here. You know
Yes,
that.
yes.
Did you tell your dad before you came out here?
No, I didn't. I didn't think much of it.
Does she
thought it
have
would be
anything like in her hands?
Yeah, she has, and you're familiar with her. She carries a diary of the different plants of the area, so that she can. It's something she's been working on. You've noticed her in the past, kind of looking at fields, going out on the periphery of town, taking notes. She's come out here before, but it's usually been with permission or with escort. It is definitely surprising to you to see her out here.
Okay. I'm going to just keep the conversation going with her for a second, and then because I have things going. Is the rest of the group talking to Adabra while this is going on?
Would you guys like to? You guys would have noticed that Pete very quickly approached the person who was not shooting and not calling for help. You could probably assume it's someone he knows. He kind of stepped off to the side with them. Are you guys going to approach Adabra, who's just kind of watching them with some concern, not really sticking her nose into it right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pete's conversation is probably a bit attention grabbing for like everybody.
It is. You can see him kind of moving his hands and just kind of like pointing up at the sky and kind of like gesturing broadly.
But this isn't why we were here for the quest. This is
not
side quest.
This is not main
personal
right
at best. Yeah, this is personal.
Bill will lean towards Rev and just kind of say quietly, "I can't get a good read on Peter here." I'm just gonna call him Peter. I'm an old guy.
Old man thing to do.
He seems awfully concerned with this girl.
Hold on. I'm gonna move. Or where are we at? Are we like
you guys,
windmill?
Yeah, you guys are out of combat. The map isn't really relevant for us really at this point.
So relevant.
You guys can enter.
Relevant.
you guys can enter into the house. She invites you in. You guys kind of take it in. Pete, you and Eloise kind of will go to the back corner, continue to your chat.
I'll ask Adabra if she's okay. Are you okay, ma'am?
Thankfully, because you guys showed up, yeah. I don't know how long we would have been able to hold out against a manticore. I'm so surprised they don't normally come down here. This must have been because of all that dragon activity of late. Manticores, they tend to just stay in the mountains. I don't know how familiar you are with kind of their habitat, but I've studied the wildlife around here as well as the local flora, and typically you don't see them here. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. I'm so thankful you guys were walking by. What brings you guys out here?
Well, my name's Rev, and we were hired by the town of Phandalin to come warn everybody that there may be trouble afoot.
Well, I would dare say so. Your warning is well received.
Well, it's obvious we ran into more danger than what we had expected. But I don't know if you've seen the dragon flying around the town. But something has got the nature really messed up around here.
Yes. I agree. I'm torn, I'll be honest with you. This is a key spot for the frontier town. Without my work here, we don't have healing potions. This is the only place we can mill in the way we need to. I thank you for saving me, but I can't leave just yet. Let me do this. I know that the townmaster and Hairbrand is such a worrywart. Don't know if you have much familiarity with him.
I don't know much about him, but I think Pete does.
Yes, I've seen Pete around town. Not always in the best of states, but Eloise has talked of him a few times.
What do you mean by best of states?
Well, usually he's stumbling a bit more and much more jovial, so to say.
This is good to know.
Let me do this for you. I cannot leave just yet. I need to finish my work here. And this is my home. I don't necessarily want to leave it, but I would appreciate it if the townmaster could send a guard or two to help fortify this. I think he's going to need it. As we send more and more adventurers out, a steady flow of potions is going to be important.
With such a
Is that
vital...
okay with you? I mean, I know you were here to bring me back, but I just can't just yet. Let me give you my note, and as a reward for myself personally, I'll give you 3 healing potions. With that, she turns around to her stationery. She starts scribbling down a note. Pete, how's your conversation?
I'm gonna be hearing, like, I'm already kind of in my finishing up my almost fatherly rant,
Yep.
with the-
She goes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to be finishing up with that as I hear them talking about, like, I'll give you a note and 3 health potions. And in my mind, that means no reward when we get back to town. So I'm going to start thinking up a plan as I'm walking up and being like, hang on, guys. I have to take, what was her name? Eloise. No, Eloise.
Eloise.
So
Yep.
I have to take Eloise back. Okay, I have to take her back. Tell Elmar everything that's happened. Okay, hear me out. There's already another adventure we've already established. We thought about going on tomorrow or later today at the Gnomes, which is past here. What if instead of the note and the health pots, we go back to town as a big group? And she can tell the headmaster. Then we finish the quest, we bring her to town, and then after everything's been talked out between those two, we can bring her back out. It'll only take a couple of hours. We get the reward. We take Eloise back to her father. We take her back to the town. They're not going to put her in a dungeon. We need her health potions. But what if she's the one that tells them, the headmaster, instead of us? Just a thought here. That could be a little bit better for all involved if we take her back and then we bring her back out here after they've already talked. Because we have to head back that way anyway for the gnomes. So I'm kind of like smooth talking them here, trying to get them to go into a different plan than what they've already all discussed.
She returns with a note as you're talking about this, and she goes, I simply cannot leave. And she points to the mill, and you see like the stone is rotating around with the turn of the windmill that was going on outside. And you can see in there is some grain and some clearly plant matter has been broken down. Looks like she's currently in the middle of milling something.
Okay, hold on. Well, you're busy doing the milling portion, not the mixing portion right now. Dwight, you're a little bit of a farmer dork kind of guy. You know how to do all this stuff, right? You're an elf. You're of elven descent. You all know how to do the herbalism type stuff. You know how to do this. You can hold down the fort while we take her back real quick, right?
I don't know if I know it's not in my character history. I don't know if it's in my elven lineage, if that has anything to do with it. I would naturally have knowledge of it.
Yeah, you do not have any history of milling and alchemy, per se. You could always try. You could always try. It just might not go that well for you. I guess it's how confident would you be in something like this?
Yeah.
But again, before you chime in, she goes, "Listen, I understand you were sent here on a job, Pete. I understand this, but Harbin's gonna understand that this is an important thing. I wrote a note indicating as such. If you show this to him, he'll understand, and he will reward you whatever he promised you."
Can we get that part in writing?
I will tell you what. If you don't,
at this point, I'm making it very known to everyone that I'm kind of here. I'm not here just for the reward, but that is a large portion of.
If he doesn't reward you, then I will come into town myself, because I'm expecting him. And actually, this is great. Why don't we do this? You guys take Eloise back. You can hand him this note. On your way back, it sounds like you're coming back this way. Stop in here as a rest point. I'll serve you some food. And you let me know how he's reacted, because I'm also requesting in this note posted guards. Maybe they even come back with you if you come back tomorrow. Or tonight.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
I if he doesn't pay you, I will pay you.
Okay. That's a good. I'm liking this deal. How's everyone else feeling? Everyone okay with these terms?
It seems like a decent compromise.
Can I tell if Pete has an ulterior motive, or if he's actually just concerned about money?
Go ahead and make an insight check. At this point, Pete has kind of expressed himself beyond what his cards would traditionally have been kept. You get the feeling that Pete strives to paddle his wallet when he can and is an opportunist at heart.
Very good. Yeah, Pete, I don't see why they wouldn't accept this this note for your form of proof that we accomplished the job.
Well-
Especially if we're gonna come back with some posted guards, I think that might be all right.
Well, it's in the fine print of that log, it didn't say come back with a note. It said come back with her. So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to make sure.
You have Rev. You have the actual post.
Right. So I'm just trying to make sure that we all, we fought. Dwight got hurt over this. I don't want him to go home empty-handed. I just want to make sure that we all get paid here, because we do need to buy more supplies, and we need to make sure Dwight is healthy again. I need to take Eloise back regardless. So whether or not what we all decide, I have to go back to take her back home.
And Miss Gwen has to come back here. It has to be here regardless. If we were to go back to town, worst case scenario, we come back and get a reward nevertheless. Pete, money finds its way into our pockets. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, don't forget, Dwight was talking about dens and things like that. There's only a matter of time before they come back. What happens if we all take Eloise back with this note? They say no, and we come back out here just to find that the manticores came in droves. There's no way she can defend herself by herself. What if it's too late before we get out here with guards? All I'm saying is that this milling process, you're going to be here for years and years and years to come. What was her name?
Adabra.
Adabra. You're going to be here for many of years. If this one batch is a little sour to the taste, but you're ensuring your safety, is that such a bad thing? If you're out here alone, we all know that the manticores will be back. It's a matter of when.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
A persuasion check.
I hate to admit, but that's a pretty good argument. And I still think that.
Huh? But does everybody think that?
So,
It's not my decision.
she lets out a big sigh.
Oh, we're not in battle anymore. I can turn my music off.
This conversation is needlessly intense.
I'm really getting hyped up over this conversation.
So she lets out a big sigh. Well, Pete, I suppose you do make a point.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back so we can turn this in, but I insist that we come back to my house tonight with the posted guards. I'm sure Carbon's going to assign someone. He'll understand the state of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I insist that if we go back tonight, you're bringing me back here tonight.
I will personally bring you back here tonight, depending on the time. I don't know about the other people, but I will, no matter the time, I will bring you back. I've came this way many of times. You know me.
You said you guys were all heading out this way for another venture. Is that correct?
Indeed.
I would assume so, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, we're supposed to go see some rock gnomes.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, Nomergrad is just out the ways, about a day and a half, 2 days of a journey. I'll tell you what, if we come back out here and you bring me back, and that's part of this agreement, then I'll let you stay here, inside, in the safety of this mill, for the night, before you head off tomorrow.
Yeah, I like everyone cool with that. We can rest up here for the night. Cuts our travel time by a couple of hours when we wake up tomorrow.
Well, we do have rooms at the inn. We might have to go check on that when we get back to town.
Yeah. Yeah. How much did you pay for those rooms?
I believe they were 1 gold each.
1 gold each?
Gold.
Come on, you'll make.
They were the gold. You told
Do you
me.
remember?
I do. They were actually 5 silver apiece, but you gave me a deal for what? You said that it only cost 1 silver.
Oh.
A silver and a
I
gold.
just in the
What's
corner.
the difference?
You told, did you give me a fantastic little deal there, my friend?
If I'm being honest with you, Bill, I don't remember what I paid for the rooms.
Yeah, you need to keep the receipts, son. You never know when you need to reference back to your
Bill just pulls
finances.
out his wallet, and it's the typical old man wallet that just has just way too many receipts that he has no use for. Receipts that have been in the wallet for so long that the ink has rubbed off, and it's just a piece of paper he can't use anymore anyway.
All right. The party's decided then?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. You guys exit the house. Adabra locks the door behind her. Seeing the mill going, she hopes she makes it back in time not to spoil all of their day's work and not to spoil all this traumatic work, so to say. You guys spend your time running back into town. As you guys go, again, I think everyone here is feeling the power of their battle and the strength of their metal being tested over and over again. Everyone levels up.
Yay, we did it!
Yeah. Everyone is now level 2. At the completion of that battle.
Yippee!
Cool. This is your first level up. Hopefully not your last. You'll be spending the next hour and a half venturing through. Can everyone, who's taking the lead on the party on the way back into town?
I have a. Yeah, that's fair.
Who's that?
Adabra.
Oh, that's fair. Then I'll roll then. Very good. And one more for good measure.
Makes sense. She probably wants to get there as fast as she can and get back.
She's hauling it. Pete's in the back with Eloise, still giving her a stern look.
Lecturing her.
Awkwardly in the middle. Anything going on in the hour and a half?
Not this time. I think this time we're all kind of drained.
Yeah, you guys kind of get there. A lot of silence. A lot of awkward stares and whatnot.
Oh, a lot of chewing. You can hear me eating. I would just keep offering people jerky because I didn't pay for it.
You got that jerky.
I just keep offering
eating.
people jerky. I also don't. Yeah.
I'll have some jerky.
Yeah, just
delicious.
shaking a bag.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys easily make it back to town. How are you guys going to divvy up the responsibilities here? What are we going to do? Adabra's going straight to Harlan's stead or Harbin's stead, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to take Eloise home? Are you splitting the party?
I am going, when we walk into town, we're walking in from the south, right?
Yep, in the south. Yep.
We have to walk past the town master's hall to get to the provisions, which is on the north side.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna walk in, and as everyone's making their way to the town masters, I feel like the massive group is heading that direction. Yep. I'm gonna yell over to Rev and be like, "Hey, Rev, make sure when you collect that reward, I'll meet back up with you guys inside. It'll only take me a minute. If I don't find you guys here, we'll meet back up at the Stonehill Inn. We'll meet at the inn at the tavern for a quick second, but I got to take Eloise back real quick. So I'll collect my reward from you in a little bit. I just got to take her back."
Confirmed.
All right, and then I walk on.
Okay. We'll resolve the quest work here. As you guys approach the town master's hall, you all enter into the building. The town master hall's receptionist is a kind of a fairly well dressed human female, hair done up in a ponytail, She's wearing kind of a blue shirt with a kind of a matching blue dress. You see her kind of dusting off some shelves with some books and titles on her desk. It's rather messy. You see deeds and different things, etc., kind of laying out in different paperworks. Adabra walks in and says, I need to speak to Harbin right away. This is a matter of very, very high importance dealing with the windmill and the production of healing potions. Please tell me that he's in. Now, mind you, it's getting close to dusk at this time as you've entered into town. The lady turns to her and says, "Oh, Dabra, I see you're back. I take it that means the quest was completed." And she goes, yes, of course. These fine adventurers came out and saved me. I was in the process of being attacked by a manticore, for God's sakes. She goes, a manticore? Oh, that's quite an ordeal. She goes, I know, I've given it some thought, and they were able to convince me I need to come in, but I cannot stay. I must go back. I have potions milling. I need to talk to Harbin right away to get an order of knights or soldiers posted at my house, whether through the adventurers group or through the local militia. I need to continue. We have too much going on. There's too many attacks. This town needs health potions. She nods her head and she says, well, I'm sorry, but he is currently not here. He's at his home for the night. I'm sure you can reach him there, though. If you'd like, you can go and visit him, and I will arrange a note for you to hand to him. He's being a little bit locked and recluse in his house, but with the proper paperwork, he'll gladly see you at this hour. She nods. She sighs. She goes, "This is just more than I was hoping for when I woke up this morning." She turns back to you guys and she says, "Listen, I need to go and talk to Harbin about this. You mentioned about meeting up at Stonehill Inn. Why don't you guys go ahead, take care of your business here. This lady will pay you. I will meet up with you at Stonehill Inn when I complete my discussions and commission with Harbin. Does that sound agreeable to you?"
It does.
Certainly.
Very well. She turns back. Please see that you pay these gentlemen. They were very brave, and they did quite well. The manticore fled in fear of its life. That speaks to their strength and their valor. And with that, she gives you guys a nod, and she takes off out the door. The lady turns to you guys and says, "Do you have the original quest paperwork?"
I have it right here, ma'am.
She takes it, she reads it over, she goes, "Yes, everything seems all well and good. A manticore, huh? Tell me, how frightening was the beast? I've only heard stories."
Not frightening at all.
I've seen bigger and scarier.
Oh,
Easily
dear.
dispatched by my poison spray.
Oh my, you guys certainly have seen your fair share, huh? She goes back behind a separate desk on the far end of the room. You see a locked, bolted door. She takes out a couple of keys and click, click, click. Opens them up, heads in the back. She comes back with a tray, and you can see there's 3 stacks of gold. Not slightly even, but as you look at it, it is 25 gold pieces on the tray. She goes, "This is for completion of the deed. If I can have you sign off on this as members of the party, indicating that this has been paid, and I will give it a stamp, and we will call this all complete." So she hands you the paper to sign it. You do sign, yes?
That 25 is the correct number, right? I did not.
Yes.
For
Okay.
bringing her back, this one was
Yes.
only 25.
This
yes.
one was only 20.
That's fine. I sign.
Okay. Everyone signs. She gives it a nice red stamp. She goes ahead and takes it back with the tray behind the locked door.
Question: Is there any hang up because I'm not technically there?
No.
My signature wasn't there. Okay.
No.
There's only 3 out of.
She's signing off that the party accepted the funds,
Okay.
and the town master's hall is, recognizing the completion of the quest.
That's why they
not
put my name first.
That exactly.
So yes, thank you so much. Feel free to take more or look. I don't think Harbin has posted more tonight since he's left for the day. But there's more work to be done, and obviously there's more warnings to go out. That dragon has caused quite... She kind of stares long after that word. Quite a mess. Anything else I can help you with?
I think that's all we need today. Thank you so much.
Yes, very well. Well, take care. And she goes back to tidying the shelves she was working on.
I think we'll just leave and go to the Stonehill Inn.
Very good. As we resolve you guys, Pete, it is, and you know this based on time, the provision store is likely getting close to close by the time you're entering town. Best chances are you're probably going to go straight home.
I was going to say, as we're walking, instead of when we go past, instead of going to the provisions, I just turn and we go down the road to go home.
Yep.
And but Elmar hasn't returned yet, so I walk inside, and it's just his wife.
Yes.
And
you definitely recall her name. Her name is
Jolene.
Jolene. That's right.
Jolene.
Yes. Jolene, as you walk in, you see a very familiar sight. A woman with just a warm, jovial air about her. She's wearing her typical pastel shirt with loose-fitting blue pants and an apron on as she's working on dinner. The smell of delicious food fills your face and your nose, and it brings that sense of warmth, which is quickly mixed with that feeling of stress and concern that was met with Eloise in that stressful situation.
So, Jolene, did Eloise tell you she was going to the Windmill today?
Well, hey there, Pete. Oh, Eloise.
I don't even say hi. I just.
Well,
Uncle Pete going Papa Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I don't suppose. Eloise, did you not tell? What were you doing out in the Windmill without Pa's permission? Sorry, Ma. I just thought I could get some work in right now, and just wanted to learn and help out the town. Well, I take it if Pete's here. Pete, what were you doing out by the Windmill?
I'm sure Elmar will fill you in later tonight. But do you know where he's at? Is he still at the store?
Well, he isn't home yet, but it's based on how late it's getting, he should be home soon. Well, it's not quite dinner time just yet.
How close is that food to being done? Me deciding whether or not I'm going to eat here or eat at the end.
I'll probably be done in just a couple minutes.
Couple minutes? I'll wait around and see if he comes by. What you making?
Oh, tonight we're having a mutton stew with some freshly baked bread.
And some beets.
And I picked up some fresh fruit at the market today.
How much did you make? Did you make enough for leftovers?
Well, it depends how hungry you boys.
That pot's pretty big. I got a couple of friends. That might need a hot meal before we leave.
How many's a couple, darling?
I got about 3 fully grown men, one of which is well grown. He's real old. He probably looks like a bird.
Well, I suppose, but you better
He's
ask
real grown.
Elmar before you bring others into his house. I think.
For sure.
But
I'll wait for Elmar, and then I grab a bottle off the counter and I go sit in a chair and take a swig of it just to realize.
As you walk into the family room, you see the youngest daughter, Meline. She's in there kind of working on some homework and reading some books, studying. You see her scribbling down some things.
So I just go into like the family living room area, but I grab the bottle off the counter and walk in,
Yep.
take a
You have
swig
a
of it
cup,
just to
you have-
realize
you
that it's
have a cup.
cleaner again. I
She
keep
goes,
doing this.
as you walk away, she goes, Pete dear, please leave some for Elmar. You know how much he needs a drink when he gets home after a long day.
That's fine. This one's
Based-
clean. This one's cleaner. I grabbed the wrong bottle again. I keep doing that. I'm sorry, but I take another drink.
As you walk into the room, you see Eloise and Jolene starting to have a very hushed and serious conversation, and you see her gasp and kind of put her hands on her mouth, and kind of start crying a bit as clearly the news of what actually happened today is getting to her, and she hugs her, embraces her, and just holds her for a long time. As you kind of decide to give them some space to have their moment, again you see Melaine looking and kind of going over her books, not really paying much mind to what's just happened. She's focused clearly on her studies at this time.
I'm just gonna kind of to spectate. I'm just gonna kind of hang out. We're just waiting for Elmar. So while I see all of this emotion and stuff happening, I'm kind of numb to it because this is very minuscule based on what I've seen in my lifetime. So I'm just gonna kind of hang out, drink my cleaner because I'm too lazy at this point to get up and go grab the real bottle. So
For sure.
so I've got a bad habit of that. I keep grabbing the wrong bottle.
Yeah, after about 15 more minutes of just waiting, in walks two familiar individuals that you have been expecting. You see Elmar and Ander Barthen returning from work today.
Yep, I'm gonna stand up, walk over, offer him the cleaner, like as like a greeting. No words to be spoken because it's been a long day.
He sees you, and when he sees you, he doesn't even pay much attention to the bottle in your hand because he just expects something to be there at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's just typical.
But I
He goes,
offer
Pete.
it to him.
Yeah. He goes, well, Pete, thanks for coming back in one piece.
Yeah, Not
How
only
was the
did I
job
come
today?
back, not only did I come back in one piece, but guess who else came back in one piece?
He looks at you with a perplexed look.
Yeah. Eloise. Did you know she was at the Windmill today?
He kind of puts his head up in understanding. He goes, I did not. What happened at the Windmill today?
Yeah, so today, fun
Pete?
fact, nothing to get worked up over, but there might have been a manticore there that we had to...
Yeah. As you're talking, he drops the bag he was holding. It just kind of looks down, looks at Eloise, puts his hand on his head. He looks at you. He grabs the bottle of cleaner and he drinks it.
Spits it out because he's not used to it.
He starts coughing.
Jesus, Pete!
Ruins the moment. Son of a bitch. Stop drinking the cleaner.
Dang it, Eloise. What were you doing out there? You know it's dangerous. She goes, I know, Pa. I'm just trying to help the town. Just trying to make more for us to sell at the shop. And, I'm just trying to work in my alchemy. Well, no more doing that until we get something figured out. I know Harbin. He's gonna figure something out. We do need those, but there's no more sneaking out of town without notifying someone.
As their Elmar and Eloise are talking, I'm gonna walk over to the kitchen and where Jolene has been preparing the food, and she's got them in like little.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't
Now
have Tupperware at this point.
She's starting to plate it. So now you see these big old soup bowls with thick cuts of onion and potatoes, and just the most tender looking stew meat. Just looks so juicy. And
So what would that time era? What would like to go things be in?
It would literally just be their normal dinner bowls.
Just in a bowl.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
And she's got 6 bowls out, and that's one for everyone here.
Everyone here, okay. And then what about the 3 that I would need for the fellas?
Well, they're not out, but you could ask her for a to-go bowl if you wanted to.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask her. Be like, hey, can I get those? Can I get those 3 for the fellas back at the inn?
Let me play everyone first, and let's see what we do. And then she turns back and she goes, Elmar, listen, dear, Pete went and saved our girl. It's all good. I've heard that they're fixing it. The Dabber came back to town and is working it out. They're going to put guards out there. We're okay. Dear, it's nothing to worry about. Let's just be thankful that she's safe and that. Honestly, I never thought I would say this, but that Pete was there to save her.
I take a swig of my cleaner.
Yep. Without necessarily paying that any mind, she goes, let's just have dinner. Let's just calm down and let's get back to our evening.
Psst, Eloise. Or not Eloise. Psst, Jolene. Psst.
What?
Jolene.
What?
I haven't got my reward yet, so I kind of got to skedaddle.
Yeah, okay. Elmar, would you have any issue with Pete here taking some food to some of the other adventurers? And Elmar goes, was that group of guys that came into the shop and purchased stuff today?
Yeah, those guys.
Well, hell, I owe them a hell of a lot of thanks for saving my daughter too. So sure, Jolene, put it in a big old bowl and send them what they got. If I have to eat one less helping tonight, so be it. But God bless those boys. I wouldn't have known what to do if I lost my daughter today. So, of course.
Eagle.
God bless.
Scoop.
So Jolene then proceeds to take a larger mixing bowl, fills it up with about 6 scoops, takes your bowl and just dumps it in.
Oh, I was gonna eat that.
And then hands you the bigger bowl, and she goes, "Nah, Pete, I expect my mixing bowl back."
Maybe as I take it and walk out.
And you walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walk out. I head to the tavern, the inn. I head to the inn, where they very much so don't like outside food to be brought in, but kind of like, but yeah.
As you travel over, what have you guys been doing? You guys have probably been at the inn for about 20 minutes at this point.
I suppose I need to talk to the barkeep about our room.
Yep.
Well, we're
So you
staying
go
here
back
for
up
the night, aren't we? Because we can't get
No.
get guards.
No. We have to go back. We have to take her back.
Oh,
Yes.
but we're just
we have
gonna
to
do
take
that
it.
without guards.
You don't know that. She went to,
No,
you recall she
they're
left to
not.
talk to the town master
That's
after
right.
hours at his house.
Oh, okay.
Whether he
yeah.
rouses the guard to take her with
Was
you.
she
or
also
not.
going to come back to the Stonehill Inn?
Yes.
She was going to meet you at the inn
Yeah.
when she was
Okay.
done sorting things out.
So maybe we should not talk to the barkeep yet?
You certainly can when you walk in. You do see Toblin. It seems like it's very busy. Now, you were in over lunch, and there's only a couple of patrons in there. Now that it's close to dinner time and families are eating, the caravan members are here. It's a very busy place. Most tables are filled. Food is going from the kitchen. Kitchen staff is running orders out. Toblin's working very hard behind the bar, keeping drinks flowing to different barmaids as they're serving tables. So you do you are able to find a spot. There's a table of 4 that's available, but everything else is more or less filled.
All right, let's take the seat.
As you're sitting there, you're greeted not by Toblin himself, but by a young barmaid who comes up to you. Chestnut hair, green eyes, the standard garb. You can see all the waitresses are wearing the same kind of standardized dress uniform with apron. She goes, "Welcome to the Stonehill Inn. What can I get you guys tonight?"
I'd like to order us a round of ale, please.
Certainly, I can get an ale for all of you. We do have a couple of prepared meals that are on special tonight. We have a burger steak, ground meat seared over the hot stove, with some kind of bulky root potato or vegetables chopped and grilled. Or alternatively, you can order a cooked aviary bird served with a sort of sauce on top with green leafy mix on the side. If
I'm
any
not
of that's
quite sure
too
yet, but
fancy. Otherwise, we do have our standard soups stew, which is a mutton stew made daily, always a crowd favorite, tastes like home. Or we have various breads that we can serve with you if you'd like something like that.
sure.
We
We
also
are
have,
waiting on one more. Maybe we'll hold on a second.
Okay, well then I'll come back with just the ales then.
We all get
That's it.
stew, and then Pete comes in
He
with
comes and
stew.
brings stew.
At this point, do I come in as they're waiting for their drinks, or do they get their drinks before?
Yeah, so they would get their drinks. I mean, it would be pretty close to, they have their drinks. She's gonna ask, would you guys like anything as you're probably entering? Like, she's trying to take their order, like giving them a second to think about food. And you walk into the building and you see them with a waitress.
So I'm gonna walk in. Did they get me a drink, and is it sitting on the table, or do they just get themselves
No, they
drinks?
ordered 3 drinks.
Okay, so I'm gonna walking in with a big bowl. I'm gonna walk up to the Toblin, right?
Toblin's the
Are you going to
bartender?
I'm going to the bar,
or
to the
are you
bar
going to the
rail.
table?
I'm
Okay,
gonna go to the bar
rail.
rail
Yep,
first.
Toblin, yep,
Okay,
yep.
so I'm gonna carry this big bowl in, and
Yep.
then I'm gonna be like, Toblin, one, just one ale, because I look over to the table, see they're all still already drinking. I'm gonna walk up to the bar rail, be like, Toblin, just one.
Okay. He goes, all right, you got a way to pay for it, son?
How much is it?
It's 2 copper pieces.
I've still got the bowl in one hand. I'm just digging in that pouch I still had. So I
Yep.
drop 2 copper pieces. I do this time.
This
He
time.
says, well, all right then. He turns around, he pours you an ale, he serves it up to you.
All right, so I grab that one and I walk over with this big bowl over the table as I set it down, and they're like, "Did you order that?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Did you order that?" And I'm like, So, as a thank you, the Barthans from the what you call it, the Barthans from the provisions, they wanted to thank all of us, so I brought this bowl of stew for all of us. And I'm not gonna lie, Jolene's cooking, chef's kiss. You guys are gonna love it. All right. And they'll never know this isn't from here, because I stole this bowl from them last year and gave it to Jolene as a Christmas present. They'll never know.
And you say that, you sit down with this bowl.
But I say that to Rev, the person who hates it the most that I took it.
Right. But what you do miss is the fact that there is a waitress standing right there.
Yeah. We just need 4 smaller bowls to portion this into.
So you sit down, put your mug down, put this bowl, say, "Hey guys, I brought dinner." You turn around and go, "Oh, by the way, can I have 4 bowls?"
Can I get 4 bowls? And the server's just like, I can't with you, Pete, and just walks away.
She just walks away. Exactly.
Yeah, they'll never know, even though I just said it out loud.
She comes back with four extra bowls, a round of dinner rolls, and you guys can have your dinner. You guys are there for maybe about 15 more minutes before Adabra walks in. Seeing you guys clearly have a spot, she makes eye contact with you guys, wave. You guys wave back, I assume. She's gonna go find a seat at the bar and just order a drink and then order some food. At the end of the night, the tab for the drinks, Pete, you're already paid up.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, since you ordered, the barmaid's going to look to you to pay up.
Oh yeah.
1 silver piece or 10 copper pieces
A whole silver. All right.
for the bread and the beers.
I bought the bread. Hold on, let me look at my receipt.
She just put it all on one tab. She did not divide it up.
Bill's just like, I can't read it.
There's not enough light in this tavern.
There you go.
Would you guys like to resolve anything while you're sitting at the table enjoying the stew?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
No. I know what you're gonna ask.
I just give him a nudge. He's like, I know what you're gonna ask.
I know. I give 7 gold pieces to everybody.
Please.
7 to Bill, 7 to Dwight, and 7 to Pete. And I say, thanks, guys. This is from the reward that we got for bringing that job to fruition.
There should be 25 silver too. I nudge him. I'm like,
5 silver.
5? No, wouldn't it be 25? No, you're right, 5. No, it'd be 2 silver, 50 copper.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know the
5
math.
copper.
It'd be 2 silver, 50 copper.
5 copper. This isn't
5
WoW.
copper. I'm
5
2 silver, 5 copper.
If you divide 25 by 4, it's 6.25.
6.
Yeah, so
6. Oh,
6
you're
gold,
right. For some reason, I was
2
doing
copper,
bad math.
6 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
Ignore the math breakdown. I just ask him for the silver and the copper as well, just as
Yes.
cheap as possible.
but you got more than he gave.
Yeah, I give you guys
yeah,
each 7
See,
7.
when you're owed 6 1/4.
See, but
Yeah,
I still ask him, even though Pete did the bad math, not Garrett.
yeah, that's who did the bad math.
Where they're I ask him for the silver and the copper, even though and Rev just looks at me stupid, like what?
Canonically, my character's bad at math. Do you want me to like roll for that, or how do you want me to do that?
For what? To see if they're telling the truth?
Or actually can you have him roll for
Would I roll for like
persuasion or deception?
For deception.
He's saying, hey, you didn't pay me everything?
Correct. I'm trying to find out if I believe him.
Oh yeah, I tell him that
Dwight,
he shorted me.
Does it? Well, let's ask the table. How does the table react to that comment? Because it's not like you said it in quiet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so,
Dwight would have
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna chime in. False. A fair division 4 ways would be 6.25 gold. Rev has given us 7 gold each.
Oh, no, that's my bad. I just did the math wrong. That's on me. I apologize.
Do I buy that?
Do you?
Do
I
you?
mean, would your character? Do you think? I mean,
My character's suspicious.
of which one? Of both of them?
Of me.
Pete. Of Pete saying that he accidentally did the math wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think he
Insight.
intentionally did the math wrong.
Make an insight check.
would I also have to roll like a deception check though?
I mean, did you actually think you just did the math wrong canonically? I mean, I
No.
don't think so.
No, I was
He
trying
says
to
no.
deceive. No, I was
No,
trying to
I-
deceive him
I-
for a couple extra.
Then make a deception check. Yeah.
Let's see how this one plays out.
You're good at deception, right?
Yeah.
We have a good modifier. Yeah, good modifier.
I totally believe it.
I kind of want to see if Bill believes that too.
Sure, feel free.
God.
Use the same. You'll be using the same deception roll.
Oh, perfect.
The way
Yeah,
I
we totally
think
buy
this-
Nice.
So certainly here's how I would resolve this based on the rolls. Yeah, Bill, you. Oh yeah, this guy sucks at math. Don't trust him with math. Rev, you know
I suck at
he's
rolling.
He's been given weird vibes about money this whole time. He very well could just be bad at math. I mean, it's not uncommon to be bad at math. You're not good at math. It's still something to just be curious on.
Very good.
Let your hunger for
so-
gold get in the way of our companionship.
No
Oh,
worries,
no.
Pete. I'm also not that great at math.
Yeah, my bad. I take responsibility. I thought I did the math wrong. That's okay. But I just go soup.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Dive into the soup.
I'm just bad at math.
And Dwight, you were very much matter of fact correct on the amount. So, good job.
Question: has the server cleared the table?
After you guys resolve everything and eat the food, yeah, she's starting to clear the table.
All right. She clears the big bowl of soup after we're done with it. I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Can you leave that?
She just rolls her eyes and leaves it on the table and walks away with everything else.
Okay.
I'm gonna need that back.
I just look at Rev like, that was a close one, dude. I took it from him last time. Now that's technically the Elmars through. I don't know how you guys do things in your land, but if you buy or get given a stolen good, that's now technically your possession.
where I come from, we don't have stolen goods.
All right, as I lean towards Bill.
For some reason, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. It's written.
Are you going to take that now that you're done eating and you have your money? Are you going to take that back to the house?
No.
What are you going to
That's
do?
coming. That's coming with us to to what's her name's.
That's just coming all the way. Okay.
That's just going to come with us now.
All right. We'll
That's-
add a giant mixing bowl to your inventory. That's dirty.
Dirty
Much
mixing
away.
bowl.
And
Is
you
it
don't know
covered?
that might come in inventory. How do I add that? Manage inventory.
Just put it in your backpack.
Just write it down. We'll make a note of it.
All right.
I don't think mixing bowl is one of the items that you can do in manage inventory.
No.
Hey, can I
We can
clean
make
the dirty bowl? No.
No. It's a dirty soup bowl. That's a large mixing bowl. Jolene, or not Jolene. And too many fake people in my head. Adabra is gonna come up to you guys now that she sees everything's been cleared away. She says, "All right, good news. I was able to convince Harbin to give us a couple of guards posted. He took off to go get them. They should be meeting us here." And as she says that, actually, 2 armed soldiers walk into the inn. She goes, "Looks like our escort is here. You boys ready to go?"
We should
just using
probably situate the rooms.
Yeah, do you reckon you want to stay here, or do you want to go out to the windmill and stay the night out there?
Pete made a good point that it would save us the travels, but, a freshly made bed sounds pretty good to these old bones.
Dwight, where are you staying the night tonight?
The agreement was to return with Adabra to the mill, so I believe that it would behoove us to get a refund for our rooms and get on the road.
Just very to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get a room? Did Dwight get a room?
He did.
He did, and he paid
Oh.
more than you guys did.
That's
Well,
right.
no.
That's
He
right.
paid the same. He paid the same amount.
paid
It was
the
just
rate.
that Rev gave Bill a deal.
That is
Rev,
true.
Yeah, Rev overpaid for the room, and then told Bill that it was way less than what he paid, and Dwight paid the rate of the room.
Homeboy's either got a bad memory
He's really not good at
or he's
math.
super nice.
He's really bad with money, which makes it even more hilarious that he was like, "Yeah, I'll take care of the money. Don't worry about it, guys."
His heart was in the right place.
Perfect.
All
I'm
right.
already fixing to lay in the hay out at the windmill. Like, that's my typical. So, in
Yeah.
case that. It's real comfy, guys. Like, you get nice, like.
Well, I do have my bedroll. I guess I can add another night onto that.
It's up to you. We could stay here and meet them in the morning.
How do you feel about it, Rev?
Not picky one way or another.
Oh, but then you'd have to wake up early. Who wants to do that? Ew.
That's such
I
a
wake up
fickle
early
feet thing to
already.
It's
do.
such a fickle feet thing to do. Yeah. Ugh.
All right, I need an answer. What are you guys doing?
You care, Matt?
I don't. I think it makes
Alright.
better sense to get a refund for the room, let someone else that needs it more than us have it, and then we can get a little bit of a head start for tomorrow.
I go to the bar to see if we can get a refund.
Hey, as technically
Sure,
as somebody
he
in the
goes,
hotel business, can I give you the? I'm gonna message you, Aaron.
Okay. You walk up to Toblin and what do you ask specifically?
Hey, we no longer need that room that we booked. Is there any way we can get a refund?
He goes, well, I tell you what, how about I just put it forward to the next night?
I find this agreeable.
Knowing full well you paid for a week's worth, but you don't seem to necessarily be picking up on that. So he's gonna apply your math forward and just give you the extra night since you actually did kind of already pay for it.
Real kind of you. We appreciate
Of course. Thanks for visiting and stay safe out there wherever you're staying tonight.
you. All right. Well, that's it for us.
Cool. Cool. You guys venture out of town in the night sky with armed guard as you make your way back to the windmill. You have no issues on the quick hour and a half walk. It is now late. You are now tired. You desperately need some sleep. You arrive back at the windmill, still rolling. Adabra says that she has a couple more things to do before she can close up shop, but she offers you the rooms on the guest rooms on the second floor. Her rooms being on the third floor. You have the option to sleep outside in the hay, sleep on the ground anywhere, or there are 3 made beds that some of you can choose.
I never made it inside. I passed out because I've been drinking that bottle. I've been drinking that bottle, so I didn't even make it inside. I just went straight to the barn and fell asleep on top of the hay.
Right, so you found a pile of hay to sleep on. The other 3 of you have a made bed available for you. The soldiers are pitching up a tent and provisions outside of the place in the kind of ruined courtyard outside of the windmill, and we'll be staying out there. As night comes to you, you find it peaceful, you find it safe, and you find it to your liking as you take a long rest. You regain your spell slots, you regain your health, you regain your short rest tokens, and you all do get that level up that we'll need to take care of before next session. Alright guys, very good. Thanks all for joining us on episode 2 of House of Dargons.
House of Dargons, baby!
We definitely look forward to you guys coming back next time. And
so
anyway,
again, the schedule is going to be Tuesday nights starting at approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see you again on Tuesday for episode 3 of House of Dargons. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you again next time. On NerdHaus.
NerdHaus.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
See ya.
That was real good.